the things that happened over that week. And we're also stuck in the middle of the void. If you have read Nietzsche, some people call him Nietzsche, call him Nietzsche, you would know what the void is, and you would leap into it completely and fully. I'm joined by Dustan. Hello. Joe Bird.
Hi.
And Matthew McConaughey. What's your name?
Matt Brown.
Brown. Anyway, and my brother Paul, live from Houston. Paul, maybe give us a little wave from Houston.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hey, Joe, what would you be known for? What would people know you for?
If they know me, they might know me from school or family. But I'm also a teacher. I teach English Lit and Native Studies, Indigenous Studies.
Oh. And how long have you been teaching those? Just a little bit? Long time? 50 years?
No, about 3 years.
Okay, cool. Very cool. So, Paul?
Yes, sir.
Are you there in Houston?
I'm here. Can you hear me, buddy?
I'm concerned with our, the whole live experience, if you're just going to drift away or not. So I need just the reassurance every once in a while. So feel free to pop in.
I will try to pop in as often as I can.
I appreciate it. Appreciate the effort.
So you won't forget I'm here.
Excellent. I don't know if we should few of us did this experiment last time. We are experimenting here at Citadel with doing some live shows of our podcast, Citadel Uncut. And so there might be some technical glitches. That's a dad joke. Thanks for the dads out there. So I got Dustan Halati with me. Dustan, what are you known for?
What am I? Oh, I ran for MP in Moose Jaw. And I've lost by a lot of votes. So whenever I go out and I see strangers, if I see like 10 people, I'm like, most of you probably don't like me. So that's great. And also I play in a band, Friend, and I try to promote local music and arts around town, different ways.
Local, yeah.
Yeah, I just got 4 songs on Mix 103's on the radio.
Nice.
So not my band. I got Megan Nash song and Ursa Major song. Riviere, also known as Matt Fraze, who makes your coffees at Common.
Yeah.
And who else? Oh, Johnny Two Fingers. So he's on there now. So you can request his song. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is a cool name.
That's really cool.
Yeah, Johnny Two Fingers and the Deformities.
Cool. If anybody listens to the radio again, then somebody will hear it. That's cool.
If we ever go back to that dead media,
you can feel free to comment live and we'll respond to you. We are on the Facebook and interacting there. Or you might be doing something like watch Netflix, something a lot more productive. If you're watching the show after the fact, leave a comment anyway, because I read them when I'm sleeping.
You can also click the subscribe or follow button on our Facebook page, and you'll get a notification every time that we go live.
Yeah, you can do that.
Handy.
You can and you will.
And is this podcast going to be available on the SoundCloud?
It will be.
And I got to add it to iTunes. I keep forgetting. Cool. Sometimes you forget. So, we're going to go into a little bit of a lightning round session where each person is going to get 5 minutes to bring up a topic that they want to talk about. And since I'm in control right now, I'm going to start. Also, I think my topic can actually be discussed in less than 5 minutes. But 5 minutes only. We'll be setting a timer on a timing device I found, made by Tesla, the original. And I'm going to set that timer, which I have done. Timer set. Ringer up. Maybe we'll see what happens there. My topic is Cinco de Mayo, which is today. And this is my topic. So it feels like in the interwebs and in public that Cinco de Mayo is not as big as a deal as now May the 4th be with you. Where we just started saying, hey, this sounds like a Star Wars saying, May the 4th be with you. So we say, May the 4th be with you. And I saw that was everywhere. May the 4th be with you. Cinco de Mayo comes, I got like 2 things on my stream. Literally everybody posted a Star Wars thing yesterday. Everybody. I'm not even exaggerating, except that I am. And now we have this whole Cinco de Mayo day, part of my Mexican blood, celebrating. Paul, how is Cinco de Mayo going over in Houston, Texas right now?
You know, I got off the bus today, and there was it sounded like there was a big party, and yeah, there was. Just restaurants pouring with people all over the streets, screaming, dancing, yelling. But so there's a real Cinco de Mayo going on here, a lot of partying, but most of the posts I saw were actually Cinco de Mayo shaming.
Oh, is that like because people don't realize that it's not Mexican Independence Day?
Yeah, well, I think most people actually know that it's not, but I think lots of people like to have fun pointing it out or pointing out people who aren't Mexican, you know, celebrating it. I remember when I was in a fraternity with lots of guys, and there was only like 4 people in the house that had Mexican blood, but we celebrated Cinco de Mayo, the holiday of the year, besides Mardi Gras, I think. So yeah, but a lot of shaming, a lot of, you know, grabbing news clips and morning shows and kind of. So people
shaming people for celebrating something that they don't understand, or because it's a Mexican holiday, not an American one?
No, yeah, it's just that. Like, hey, it's somebody who's obviously Hispanic saying, hey, this is a Hispanic holiday, you know, white people, black people, Asian people, don't put on sombreros and shake.
Celebrate,
so
I was going to say it's not Mexican Independence Day. It's celebrating a battle between the French.
Yeah, Mexico and the French.
Yeah, and the French got beat. So, which is, I think, what part of the celebration should be like, just laughing at French people. Like, find a French person who's like, and then
that's just Tuesdays.
Like, I love the French.
Keep it real.
But so it's an interesting thing about holidays, because holidays, that's like saying we shouldn't have Santa Claus around Christmas time.
Yeah. So
meaning the holiday got bigger than what it originally meant. Now, does it matter if all of America celebrates Mexicans and celebrates Mexico and Cinco de Mayo, even though it has to do with a battle against the French? Is that really that bad? Am I Mexican? Is there enough Mexican blood in my heart for me to be able to say that and not get criticized? I don't know. This is the internet. I'm surprised there's not more comments.
I think you brought up a good point with May the 4th, because I was thinking this today. Oh, sorry. Okay, but I was just going to say that I think we're going to, as we progress through the next 10, 20 years, we're going to start seeing a lot of different holidays emerge, like May the 4th, because a lot of holidays we've lost touch with whatever they started for, and they really don't mean anything, because holidays and traditions are supposed to remind you of something. But if you don't identify as much as as Irish or Mexican as much as you do a Star Wars nerd or reader or writer or something like that, then you're going to want to celebrate things that you identify with.
Yeah, like next week is like on the May 7th is National Naked Gardening Day. Yeah,
that's another day.
Yeah,
another day.
Every day of my life.
Topic's over.
All right. We're going to pass the baton on to Joe Bird.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a topic for us?
I'm thinking of one, but I don't know how far the conversation's going to go.
You're 5 minutes started.
All right.
Take it away.
I just wanted to tell you about theater that everyone in Saskatchewan should go to this summer. It's Dancing Sky Theater in Meacham, Saskatchewan.
Mm-hmm.
I was there on the weekend to see a new play, brand new play by Curtis P.T. Chuse called Popcorn Elder. It made me laugh. It made me cry. Also, we have a theater in small town Saskatchewan that celebrates rural Saskatchewan stories, which is really interesting because, you go to, for example, if you want something different than what we get locally, I'm not sure what's on it for Rhubarb Productions, but if you want more, okay, so, good story, fun, but maybe if you want more of a Saskatchewan drama, Dancing Sky seems like a place to be.
Sounds like the current version of Hamilton, really.
Yeah. Do you think Saskatchewan people want to watch stuff that resounds with their identity?
I don't know.
Or do you think we're so used to watching stuff that resounds with everyone else's identity?
What do you mean?
How much does Aladdin resound with our identity?
It does a lot, apparently.
Riff Raff, Street Rat.
I know, I don't buy that. It must be something. Okay.
That's a good question, though.
But I think people, I don't know why I ask, because I think people do. Because, it's like, even if you use, Corner Gas as an example, we all can agree that show was crap, right? But, people like watching it in their culture. It was there. It wasn't funny, but I loved watching it, too. Not because I laughed ever, because I was just like, oh, yeah, that is true. Life is like that here. Just a lot of...
I watched a few episodes. I haven't watched a single episode, but I tried several different times. But.
Just like they go to a Rough Rider game, I'm like, yeah, those exist here.
I'm just going to be honest.
That's cool.
They had some good jokes.
Okay.
What's your favorite argument for
Davis, and so the Grey Cup episode, Davis, and what's her name? Karen? They don't have tickets.
The Grey Cup?
It is Karen.
Oh, sorry. I don't know if I can explain it. I'm not the football.
It's like the NHL Super Trophy for Canada.
It's a big team football, big. The joke is, so Davis is a Cree man in the show, Karen's white, and they don't have tickets for whatever reason. They lost their tickets, and then Davis, the Aboriginal cop, says, "Well, maybe we should get a scalper." And then his friend Karen said, "Isn't that ironic?" And he says, "What? Because I'm a Cree man?" She says, "No, because you're a cop." I love that joke.
Oh yeah, that's a good joke. I feel like they wanted to make the joke, and then they're like, "No, it's like we make the joke, and we go, no, that's not the joke." And then you get away with the joke.
That's wild. And where is it again?
Meacham.
Where's that?
It's a couple hours north of Moose Jaw, less from Saskatoon, north.
Start walking.
For all you American viewers, it's very, very north.
Very north?
North and central.
Oh, for American, yeah.
But it's, not just east of Saskatoon, but a bit east.
Worthy of a plane ride. Paul can come see his little nieces and catch an amazing play. Hamilton of the Prairies.
But I think, how much do we think about drama and theater, good theater, being put on in small communities?
Yeah.
It was a good play.
Well, you mean at Carenport, there's all sorts of theater.
That's awesome. That's
good or bad. That is done in small communities, right? Mm-hmm. And that's cool.
What is? Because you say it was good. What are some other things
awesome.
that you're into? So we don't. Because let's say your favorite TV show is CSI, and I'm like, oh, you think it's good?
CSI is I don't think I've seen CSI. Maybe it was playing in the background when I was doing that housekeeping job. 1 minute? You make it Facebook.
What in your Facebook queue?
Facebook queue?
Netflix me.
When I said Facebook, I really said Netflix. She knows that. Can you explain that?
Well, right now I've just been watching a lot of like YouTube clips of late night shows and comedians talking about doing comedy. So that's
For recursive.
Did you see the thing it's called The Comedians? With Patton Oswalt and his friends?
No, is it good?
Oh, yeah. His wife does.
Oh,
No.
Alright.
Yeah. She's like super cool.
Nice.
She's a crime writer.
Nice.
She worked with Michelle Obama.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alright, Matt.
No,
you're up.
crap. Now I have to think of a topic.
Nathan Guardian
Give me one moment. I have to find something off Facebook.
Oh, if you need a moment, you just lost your turn. It's going to Dustan right now. We'll get back to you if there's time.
Okay, just need to pull something up here. There we go.
Are you doing that? We're going to Paul in Houston.
Actually,
Paul.
I wanted to talk about Paul's letter to his son that he published on the Citadel webpage.
Oh, sweet.
That's something I wanted to talk about, but can I bring that up as my thing?
Do it quickly before
go
all
ahead.
this.
Yeah, so I thought it was like pretty interesting because it was kind of like tips for life that he was writing to his son, and there was some of the stuff that was kind of, you see a lot in these lists, like be humble. What's the second one?
Be humble.
Be
Number 2,
optimistic.
Be optimistic.
But I thought the really good ones were towards the end when it says number 7, embrace your interests and F everyone else. Because I thought that was actually pretty good advice. And I think
What is the F?
not literally.
Funny, that was my name in high school.
What? Which part? Embrace? Here comes old Embrace, gives the best hugs. You gotta hug this guy. Okay. No, but I thought that was great advice. And he goes and he talks about he was in the Marines with this guy who loved Dragonball Z.
I think you mean Dragon Ball Z.
We're Canadians here. Come on, Tony.
And he was in the Marines and he was in a Dragon Ball Z or Z, whatever. That you can find people in the world that were also into that. Even if he was in the Marines and the other guys in the Marines aren't going to be into that, there's always, you don't have to worry about like, oh no, I can't do this because it's not. I get that all the time. I don't know if you do. I get that stuff all the time. It's like when I'm writing or playing shows, or it's at 2 in the morning playing a show at some dive bar, and I kind of get, not outright, but people kind of like, oh, all right, you're married and you have kids and you're still doing that. Oh, good job, But then also I can it's almost like a cafeteria of community these days, right? You can just kind of pick the people around you that are into the same stuff, and if they're not in your immediate area, if you can find them in your immediate area, and if you can't, then you can find them on the internet and go to conferences. There's conferences for the TV show Dark.
So rather than seeing those decisions and the fact that people move around so much as a thing that splits up communities into individuals, you're seeing it as something that forms communities.
Yeah, not necessarily geographically anymore, but you can find your community out there somewhere.
So embrace your interests and find your community.
Is that one of them too?
Step number 7.
Instead of embrace your interests and F everyone else. Well, you gotta have to kind of have that F everyone else thing. I think a little bit because people are going to tell you your ideas are dumb.
Yeah.
People are going to tell you don't do that. It's immature.
Yeah.
Paul, what happened to you that you really embrace that?
It's just through the whole thing, you just start thinking about your mortality, and I wrote a whole bunch of that at different times, but something would happen to me during the day, and I'd be like, oh, I'm so glad that I'm not so caught up with, does anybody think this is cool or that is cool, and that my wife thinks, man, what you guys are doing right now is just the weirdest. My wife can be off and think that, and it's fine because I'm on here with you guys.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
I think he was going to say because he's on.
It's just such a free way to live, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a free way to live. So
the gardening, the gardening days that we're talking about.
A little bit. I've been working out. Been so we're ready.
I like your number 10. Good is better than happy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's. Do you think that's true?
It's. I don't like thinking in categories of good and bad, but the way you put it, that there's going to be times where you're going to make a choice, and if you choose to be good, you're going to be happy over the long term. Because to me, it triggered this thought about how we have different things that make us happy, and it's easy to focus on one of the little things that make us happy, even though getting that little thing keeps us from getting something that is way more important to us and important to our long-term happiness. So, playing that video game again, then having a peaceful night with my family. It's like, hard choice sometimes.
Tony, dang it! Follow your dreams. Play video games all night. Follow your dreams. That's a lame example, but there's some serious times in life where you would have been happier over the long haul if you would have just been a little bit, quote unquote, better. It's a little more realistic, but. I don't. Oh, can I just say one more thing?
No, you are not.
I came up and no. Is this one? I just wanted to say.
No.
The last
episode, and then no now. No, and then no.
So off to the next topic. And this is a really good one.
I really want to hear what this
This is a really good one. It's good. Hey guys, we have a timer for a moment. It's very short. It's very short.
This is what Abraham Lincoln said, we can't have nice things.
It's very short. Okay, so last episode I talked about how I'm the only guy who hates sports. Do you hate sports?
I don't hate them. I watched YouTube videos. Steph Curry shooting 3-pointers last night. So I don't hate them, but.
So I just wanted to. I felt a little bad, and I did some research about sports. So here we go. You guys.
Oh, he's introducing his second topic.
This is one thing. It's one sentence, I promise. I want a sentence.
Okay, so now
okay,
what's the next topic?
Okay, we'll go ahead.
So what do you guys think of Donald Trump here? And how
this is so much more boring
the
than
other
I was going to
GOP candidates talk about.
So, if you remember the last show, I mentioned that the Indiana primary was coming up, and in America it's a big deal because the winner takes all the delegates. Trump won by a lot. Sanders, he won, and that didn't really hurt Hillary that much. But the win for Trump was so big that Ted Cruz dropped out, and a few days later, that other dude dropped out. Was it the other dude? John, can't say his last name.
John Kasich.
Kasich, that's what I said.
We got it.
Who knows his name? I got it right here.
Gosh.
And there's a hashtag now appearing that's called #dropout Hillary. They want Hillary out.
Oh, I thought that was about a dropout. Some girl named Hillary that was going to drop out of
I thought it was supporting a young girl.
You're don't do it. Stay in school.
Hillary Duff? Is that? I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Keep at it. Keep it together.
We all know you're a Democrat.
No,
I listened to some Hillary Duff.
No, I heard something great today. That, somebody was saying if Barry Sanders wins any more states, he'll never catch up to Hillary.
Right, he's done, right?
He can't win by a vote, right? Is he going to do the Ross? He's going to be the Democratic Ross Perot?
If he wins any more states, he'll never catch up.
I googled this earlier.
He's not going to do that. But what I'm saying is that he can win all the states, and he's not going to. He wins a state, and he gets what? The states he wins, he gets less delegates. That's the joke, is that he can't afford to win more states.
Yeah,
because of the way the Democratic Party does the delegate count. It would have been funny if somebody else heard that joke, who knew what it was talking about.
Well, it's crazy. Mike Ellergott did just, reference the video games, and he's just affirming my way of life. And I think, to bring another basketball reference in here, Trump is a little bit like the Golden State Warriors, I hate to say it because I love the Golden State Warriors, and the fact that everybody's like, last season, they're not going to win. They're not going to do anything. Bam. There's no way they're going to. Bam. Record. Curry.
Don't make noises.
Under Armour. You don't like my
Yeah,
noise?
no one thought the defending. I don't. That's a horrible analogy. Won the NBA championship last year, right?
Yeah.
No one thought they were going to do good this year?
No, I meant last year. No one thought they were going to do good and win the championship.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think to use the sports analogy, I think Trump is kind of like a racquetball, you know? He's like, I don't know.
But, point is, Trump is a presumptive nominee, and this is rattling cages across the board in the Republican kingdoms. But Canadians talk about this all the time, Paul. All the time. In Houston, what's the feeling in Houston on Trump? That's what we want to hear. What's the feeling in downtown, Leroy Brown's town? Probably not Houston. That rhymed.
I was going to ask.
Can you Google where Leroy Brown is from?
Do it.
And if he's a real person.
Do it.
Right now.
Michael Elgott do it faster than you.
He's a badass guy.
Well, the folks I all work pretty happy. It's entertaining. It means that Hillary's going to be the next president of the United States, very likely, and that this is going to be a very entertaining campaign. But I think they would have actually preferred to see, John Kasich or a more liberal Republican get the nomination. I don't think they want to see Donald Trump where he is. Also, because there's what's going on, because it doesn't make any sense. The game isn't going according to the rules, like you said. Houston is a blues country by far, and so they're talking about going either libertarian or
that's fun.
But there's a good there's a bunch of folks here that are Trump. So Trump attracts a weird cross section of individuals. He attacks people who like.
Keep going.
All libertarians.
Leroy Brown? Chicago.
That's where downtown is.
He's the baddest guy I heard in the whole of the Chicago area.
Nice CHS reunion. So, next to that topic, Matt, is it Dustan's turn? No, you just went. Paul, whose turn is it? Paul's turn? Is your topic? How's that feed doing? Because we can hear you.
What you guys think about Ghostbusters?
The Ghostbusters trailer?
The activity or the movie?
No. I heard that it was the most downvoted trailer in the history of YouTube.
Yes.
And
what?
Yeah.
People are blaming misogyny.
Hilarious.
So they're saying that it's an anti-feminist movement. It's not that the movie stinks. It's that people don't like feminism. So I don't know. I have some thoughts. What are your thoughts?
It looks funnier than the first one, I think.
Are you joking?
The first one has like
the trailer was.
The first one has like two good jokes.
I really like Melissa McCarthy.
Oh yeah.
Listen,
I like
this is
them
the
all.
first
I like
relationship
Kate
guys. Listen, I was excited when they named all the names. I was like, oh, she's in it? Yes, she's in it? Awesome. And then I watched the trailer and I was like,
Leslie Jones?
Yeah. My memory of watching the trailer was, wow, I love that all these people are together, hanging out, doing stuff. And what's the movie going to be like? I don't know.
it's pretty bad. Pretty bad trailer. I hope the movie's a lot better.
That looks hilarious.
But think of all the bad trailers on YouTube. Is it bad enough to be the most votes down for a trailer on YouTube?
Well, it's hard because, The Happening, which is a terrible movie, is actually an amazingly great trailer. But anyway, this trailer, it's not just the downvoting that I think, because I really think there's a lot of misogyny here, a lot of just just the worst of that muckiness going on. You see, every movie is a guy's movie and panders to men. It does. I watch those movies because it's pandering to me. And to attack this movie, because I forget if the movie is or not, but a movie can pander to women. That's fine. And to attack a movie for doing that, stupid. No, but worse than that, that's just like the tiniest... Really, if you go in the comments, you're going to read some of the most disgusting garbage you've ever read. Stuff that, to be honest, we do to all celebrities. But in this case, it's like saying we would attack women for attacking a new Star Wars movie because the lead character. Wait a minute. Oh, nice. She's amazing, by the way.
She's so good.
Oh my gosh. Ray, favorite character? Someone's better than Luke. Luke.
I love that name, yeah.
Tosche Station for power converters.
Paul Magruder says this Ghostbusters movie will be funny, but he can see why some people are upset. But he thinks it's going to be a fun flick. Wish the trailer was better. Wasn't very edgy.
Alright, Paul, we're going to talk to the Ghostbuster creative team and put more edge in that.
I'm curious to know what Paul's thoughts are.
Paul sounds like T-Pain.
I'll say this. It's a very personal movie to kids who grew up in the 80s. There was one of these cool movies where everyone was singing the song, had the biggest stars. I think Bill Murray is one of the greatest actors of all time. I'm in the tank for Bill Murray. I love him, and I love that movie. So it's when they reboot something that's very personal to you, it's kind of hard to do it right. But when you see this cast and you think, oh, if they're going to do this, this is the team that's going to get and do it right. I don't know, like they might have dropped the ball on it. So,
Paul, you're breaking up on it. You might need to send us a letter.
I'm going to send you...
Try again.
No, the moment's gone, man.
No. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. It will be there in the podcast version of this. Worth a second listen.
I hear your point about it being personal, and I mean, obviously, that doesn't excuse the comments people are making about the women in the trailer and the movie, and but you know, like thinking about things that are close to us and how they can be rebooted or changed, and so I didn't grow up with Ghostbusters. I haven't seen it before actually, and never really felt like I needed to. And hearing about this cast, I think, hey, I think I need to see both these movies now. But
sounds like an adventure.
I just think nerds are more sexist than I thought they were before, like 5 years ago.
Oh! Can you go upstairs now?
Some of your washing machine.
You shut that off?
I don't know. Let me check. This truly is uncut.
Most important story you're getting here today, guys.
Okay. Who's next?
No, wait.
We all had our turn.
We actually got everybody now.
Yeah.
Can I do my thing now? Alright.
Yeah, sports!
So, sports.
I want to hear this.
That's the shower upstairs.
Okay.
This just
Could you go upstairs and tell Tony's wife this?
I don't even know what you're talking about right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
Nick Murray says, Ghostbusters' problem is instead of focusing on making a great movie, they're focused on being progressive. See, I disagree with you completely, because all these women are like top-notch comedians, and if you're making any comedy movie, you would want people like Melissa McCarthy in it. You're going to want that, most of that cast would be in it. The problem is that the original actors didn't want to be in a new one, which means they looked for new actors, and some of the best comedians today are women. If you're going to choose 2 women, why not go for 4? Just like any movie where you pander to men. And that happens constantly. He says he sacrificed art for ideology. We haven't even seen it yet, but it is a crappy trailer.
Neck.
Crappy trailer for sure.
Question: was the original Ghostbusters?
We'll hope for the best.
Was it? Oh, I think all cinemas are. But
The original Ghostbusters was amazing because no one expected it to be art, and it was. But I mean, come on, the original Ghostbusters.
Art.
You want to pull out like gender stuff? Watch the original Ghostbusters. I know it by heart.
I did.
It was incredibly political movie. Maybe of all time.
See, okay, here's what I don't like about what Nick said, because he's assuming they're just trying to be progressive. What if they just don't care about gender? Because like I do a lot of writing, and probably almost every time I write something, I'll think of a story, I'll think of characters, and then I'll flip a coin on the gender. So because it doesn't matter, right? So to them, maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't, but it's like, it's not like they're like, oh, we need women in there because we're all feminists or something like that. I mean, that's an assumption, Nick. Alright, can we talk about my thing now? Okay.
Do you still have it there? Like, I was really hoping that it would be gone.
I can set another timer.
Yeah, do it.
No,
Only 1 minute.
No, I'm not going to. We promised ourselves that this is only going to last an hour. At most.
Where are we at?
We're only at 33 minutes, I believe, but it's delayed. It's probably...
It's taking forever.
But it's so funny.
We're going to call...
Okay, so...
but I did... Okay. Okay.
I did some
I was
sports...
just going to say... Go ahead.
It's just awkward research. I did some sports research.
Have you ever...
Just like plow through.
I did some sports research.
No, but before we do that, one...
Did I just read it?
No, read it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so I did some sports research because I felt we should talk about sports, and I shouldn't have said I hate sports.
Wait, this just in
sports
from
are lame.
Chris. Dustan, your head looks fat on camera.
Okay.
Aw, that's messed up.
Now our comments
Your
are like the
personality
YouTube
looks fat,
comments.
Chris. Okay, so
Personality.
so here's a little sports thing I found out for the we can talk about. The now defunct World Football League, in its first season of 1974, used an overtime system more analogous to the system long used in international soccer. What do you guys think?
Say that again. Say that again. I missed you somewhere between.
I think it was analogous. Analogous was the word I was trying to say. But anyway, so you guys want to talk about that? I found that on the American Football Rules on the Wikipedia page.
I literally only heard the word analogous.
Is it the current international overtime system or whatever?
No, it's an overtime system they used in a league that doesn't exist anymore. The entire topic was just completely sucked in with that word.
So, what is that analogous to?
It does anything you want it to do. It's really that.
No, sorry, am I missing it?
No, the joke was I was just gonna pick a boring sports sentence on the internet and then say it.
Oh.
That was the joke.
You were here to explain that.
That was the joke. I used to be in this punk band once, and one time I just read out a full chapter of like how to build a telescope in between songs. People were kind of like, this is funny for like 30 seconds, and they're like, seriously, is he doing this?
That'd be great. The Stan's new sports segment coming next week. Which rules will he bring up? Which stones will he unturned? Roger Goodwill, have no idea what's coming.
It's sports,
Did you know Aisha Curry's Steph's wife has her own YouTube channel? She talks about food, parenting, style.
Anything else?
You're tempting me into what some people here will not like.
I wanted the fourth thing to be like really weird, like food, parenting,
I did know
style,
that because I
girls.
have friends who make
Silence.
Make a difference.
We should do an impression of Paul right now.
So everyone.
I want to know what they make.
well.
And then it's like, And then...
At the press bit.
Go ahead, Paul.
Go ahead, Paul.
Ken Pikes told me to let Joe pronounce all the difficult words. All the difficult.
Thanks, Ken.
The difficult words.
Yeah.
I will
Thank
do
you,
that,
Ken.
Yeah, for Tony's Cinco de Mayo, we went out to Brown's today, and we got some tortillas and some...
Jalapenos.
Yeah, and some quesadillas.
A whole
quesadilla?
Yeah, quesadillas.
Meeting. Hey, Paul, you want to try that again? I don't know how your dial-up is going.
It works better if you plug a physical connection in.
You can't make jokes to me. It takes them like 5 minutes to hear them.
No, I can hear you guys just fine. I was just going to say that I have friends who make children's clothing, high-end children's clothing, and they've been featured on Miss Curry's blog. They buy them for their kids. When that video of her doing the little girl doing the nene and the whipping nene, she was wearing my friend's clothes, and so it's a big deal. People pay people like Steph Curry's wife thousands of dollars to be included on one Instagram photo. Wow. So she has a lot of power and she can monetize her fame very easily, and does apparently. So
yeah, before we get into who's going to win it, sorry, I hear it. So, Paul, I want you to hear your NBA Finals predictions. I know that you might need another AOL disk to keep your internet going. You got for free. So that's cool. I have a lot of them. You can mail it.
Real talk, real sports talk.
Yeah, I don't really care. After Houston's out, as long as the Warriors lose, I'm happy.
As long as Cleveland loses, I'll be happy. Even though there'll be some good basketball in there. As long as the Warriors win, I'll be happy. So that's good. You're just like me then.
Somebody knocked the sports guard out of Curry's mouth.
So Curry, he's a basketball player? Is that?
Yeah.
All right. Looks like we got some conservatives commenting.
So who's this?
Conservatives? How do you know?
Trudeau ruins everything, apparently.
Who's Trudeau?
Does anyone know?
Trudeau.
No, you do the big words, right?
She does the big words.
Nick. You do them right, I do them wrong.
You do the names properly.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Ken Pickey said that. That joke doesn't get old, just mispronouncing stuff all day. How far can you get in a book if you mispronounce every word?
How about the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable?
Silently.
As somebody who took speech therapy to speak English, right?
Yeah?
Offensive. Oh. Okay. When I hear people talk, well, the only thing in my brain is like...
We're gonna get flagged here pretty quick, Tony. Better shut it off.
Copyright? What? What did you say about copyright? Alright.
Katy Perry is so down there, she won't care.
Yeah, because they call Katy Perry.
Yeah, my thought exactly.
Hey, Katy, is it okay? That's Citadel uses this. Yeah.
Yes. So, Matthew.
Yes.
Do you have any jokes for us? Any jokes you can tell us? Anything you can let the kids hear for the first time?
I don't know if you'd want me to. All my jokes are either memes or. I'm not.
The rest of the show is just you explaining memes, but not showing them.
No, well,
there's a guy with a face like this, and then there's in white text.
So there's this penguin, and
No. The funniest meme that I saw recently was of Jesus on the cross, and it said "nailed it."
Oh, I can't laugh at that because I'm still holding on. Like, you know, sometimes I wonder. Like, I think it's crazy I haven't lost my faith yet, but like I still hold like onto like certain stickler things, and like I will be like reading stuff that says like the GD word in it, and I'll say "gosh damn" when I'm like reading out loud to myself alone in a room. Just things I gotta just hold on to, even though maybe it doesn't matter.
There's something there's a little thread we can pull on here, Dustin, in personal life that I'd like to get out in the public. Why?
Yeah, I hear you.
Why do you hold them sacred?
Oh, why do I hold those things sacred?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it's like offensive to God or something, you know. It's something, even though, you know, probably in the back of my mind I'm like he would care, but you know, it's just like things that I've held sacred for so long, and I can never not hold them sacred, you know. Sorry. Even if they might not matter, you know. So I can't laugh. So I won't let myself laugh at like, you know, 80% of like Family Guy jokes. Just the God ones. Like,
and what else is there in your sacred words?
Oh, what else is in my sacred stuff? That might be like one of the only things, to be honest. Yeah. Like having no-nos.
What words are okay?
Well, I'd probably use any other word besides you know, any religious ones. Except, you know, I'd say tabernacle or something like that, right? It's French.
How could you do that? There's there's a Frenchy listening.
Sorry. Well, yeah, maybe I did.
We were just talking about the French and Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah,
that celebrates the French losing.
In the conversation, and yet here you go again.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Make fun of the French Day.
Joe, what are you thinking right now besides, what am I doing here? Somebody's going to replay this to, I don't know, the governor? Is there governors in Canada? Never mind.
Governor General.
What's that?
The representative of the Queen.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as kings and queens, so who's
the figurehead of the government.
The Queen
tradition.
The Queen is
tradition.
Elizabeth's our head of state, right?
Because I wanted to remind people that if Trump becomes president, he's not like a king. He doesn't like get Hitler powers.
He just gets in charge of the nukes.
We have, like, America has checks and balances. We don't, we'll have one party in power. So he is, you know, he's going to sit there. No one's going to do what he says. Paul can explain it. He's a lawyer.
I was wondering though about the system in the States. To what extent does the president have power? And Tony's laughing at how I'm talking.
Just watch House of Cards. That's what I did.
I'm just thinking of viewers that like, this is funny, and then like, this is way too serious because they're talking about faith. And it's like, oh, this is super serious again.
No, I was thinking about like words, sacred words, and I'm like, what is it? What do you mean by that? I'm like, wow. Anyway.
Hold on, there's a translation coming. Well, sure.
BN?
Go ahead, Joe. I cut you off.
No, just a question. I would like to hear about the checks and balances.
And how it works?
All right. Well, the president cannot mainly very little control over. He can propose laws. Most of what presidents do is they work the press. They have the bully pulpit. They're technically the commander in chief, but their war powers are fairly limited. In that they need Congress to appropriate money for their wars. They have a lot of discretion, though, about how they apply the law. And so over the last 6 or so years after the Democrats got wiped out, that's what he's been using is deciding kind of which laws he's going to enforce and which ones he isn't. But there are limits to that. And so the
do you
president
understand the
can.
overall superstructure of American politics, like the idea of the judicial, the executive branch, and the Congress? How those work together?
Yeah.
So, like in Canada, people vote right. Like dustan runs for office, people are voting for Trudeau or for somebody, and even though, but they get elected based on him getting elected. In America, I would say it's often the case. I don't mean often is way too often, but we can vote for a totally different senator, than a totally different congressman, and a totally different president, and they sit so that you can't. It's very rare, I think. I don't know how many times, Paul, in history have we had like total Democratic Congress and presidents, total Republican.
So Bush had total Republican until the last 2 years. And so you see like big changes in
for first Bush.
The last 2 years of his presidency. The budgets get bigger. At first, he had a Democratic Congress the whole time. George W. Bush.
Mm-hmm. And Clinton had a Republican Congress most of the time.
Clinton came in. He had 2 years of full party control, the first time in decades. But people don't like it because American politics is set up so that it's ineffective on purpose. So that the only things that pass are the things that everybody really, really, really is on. It's not supposed to be able to change things rapidly so when you have one party in power, they do change things rapidly, and voters every 2 years get to vote for their Congress, and that's where the real power is, and they flip the switch. And it happened to Barack Obama, and it happened to George Bush at the end of his presidency. So we like divided government. We like one party in charge of the money and one party in charge of the presidency, and let them fight it out. And then hopefully only the best stuff will get through.
And Paul, a message from the chat room. They want to know if it's America or Ham-America or America. You're in Texas, America.
Well, it depends on where. If you own a gun,
nice.
The land, it's so.
Nice.
What do you say up there, Tony? What do you guys call it, the state?
They call it the States, and sometimes that comes out of my mouth, and I go, "Oh, that's not the States. It's America, the beautiful." I would just say the beautiful. I would say I'm from America, the beautiful. But when you live in Saskatchewan, it's not easy to believe that almost anywhere in America is more beautiful than this. But Saskatchewan has its own beauty. Don't want to dodge Saskatchewan, okay? Very beautiful, and beautiful people.
We got New Montana here, which is gorgeous.
The chicks.
Oh, yeah.
That was a joke. So, before we talk about guns, I wanted to talk about Fort McMurray. This is pretty north. If you think where I am right now is so north, I never imagined it when I was a child. Fort McMurray is much more north. And there's an entire community that has been evacuated. This is a big oil town, isn't it? Like one of my clients was in Fort McMurray a couple years back, so I know the fort from them, Fort Mac as they call it. But this is a pretty big deal. Is this a state of emergency now? What's going on?
Yeah, it's provincial state of emergency. Sorry, the echo is just throwing me off.
So I think like parts of the whole city are burning down. I can't remember. I think it's last I heard, which is like yesterday. So like 1,400 buildings of some kind have burned down.
Are there 1,400 buildings in Fort Mac?
It's double the size of Moose Jaw. It's 60,000.
The roads don't look like Tijuana.
I didn't see that maybe 80%, 24,000 acres as of 1,600 structures.
60 or it's like what was it? 80,000 people evacuated. Most recent numbers.
80,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
My brother is north of Fort Mac. he's a steel worker. I don't know what he's doing, but I talked to him because I was like, oh, he's up there and he has asthma.
Is he still doing it?
Doing
his job?
Yeah.
It was more of a steel. I try. I bring these puns before the public puns, a new segment.
Okay, but anyways, I called him because I was worried about him, and he said, this was yesterday, but he said there was no smoke and where he was. He's north of Fort Mac. But he also said that he's not allowed to leave. He'll actually be banned from his camp, from their site up there for life if someone tries to leave of a method that isn't approved of. So he's stuck up there. He's like basically quarantined because they don't want them to, because they're in a safe spot, so they don't want that people blocking up the roads that they don't need to, basically.
Are they like letting down their homes?
Where he is, well, he's just at a camp, like a work camp, but like it's fine where he is. He's safe, but he's just like not allowed to leave.
In the chat room, people are giving us stats. Paul Magruder says 1,600 buildings, 80,000 plus something. I'm guessing people. And Amber Ellicott says that as someone who's been to Fort Mac a few times, think of Moose Jaw as twice Moose Jaw or Fort Mac as 2 times. I can read.
Twice the size of Moose Jaw. Better roads, but
I'm
not as good
to
coffee.
Take what she wrote and turn it into speak.
That's what I did.
But it's writing. I don't know if you did that well. I think I would have said it
How dare you.
a little differently and messed up.
She said that coffee sucks.
Yeah. They have a lot of money, not as good at coffee as us.
They have a Starbucks drive-thru.
Do they?
You're saying common should open a drive-thru. Paul, if you don't know this, Amber runs Center Husband Mike. They run Common Bakery, best coffee in the land, in the prairies probably. Prove me wrong. Bring me a better cup of coffee. Prove me wrong. I'll be waiting.
Do you see that article on CBC about the stuff they taken from Fort Mac?
The stuff they what?
Like, as people are being evacuated, the decisions they have to make about what they take and what they leave behind.
Oh, yeah.
So they had,
Definitely their kids.
Yeah. Well, one would hope.
So Matt, what were some of the things that surprised you?
Well, pets surprised me, actually.
That people would take them?
Yeah.
That wouldn't take mine.
Well, I figure animals, I don't know. Maybe that's cruel of me.
Just think about it. Somebody comes to your house, you have 4 minutes to get in, get whatever you can, get out.
Yeah, my first thought wouldn't be the cat or the dog, but I'm not a pet owner right now, so, maybe I just...
Maybe that's why, because it's no kind of dog. If you were thinking about a cat or dog, you would need to go to a different kind of place, hospital.
Yeah. They had one gentleman who had to make a choice between, he said he had to choose between sentimental things and a safe full of documents that were, like, passports and just, like, important things.
He didn't choose that, did he?
He chose the safe, yeah.
He could get that stuff later.
I don't know. He took it.
That's why I buy other things.
And another...
Yeah,
there you go.
Walmart, $50. Probably works.
The most surprising thing for me, or just interesting, was that one gent chose not to leave his new divorce papers. Made sure he had those in hand.
Sometimes.
Just he carries the divorce papers around his whole another minute left in them sometimes.
Sorry, Paul, what was that?
Saying in case he meets a lady in the camp.
Proof.
But there's at least a baby born in one of the camps. Maybe 2 or something, because people are moving them out of hospital as well.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
That's a good birth story.
I can't even imagine.
No.
But that kid doesn't do something epic with their life. I mean, it's just sad.
No pressure.
I was forged in fire.
Oh my word.
So do you feel pressure to name your kid something?
On my birthday, my house burnt down.
Is that it?
Yeah, there you
Great
go.
show.
That is the hour.
Yep.
Prayers and blessings to all the people in Fort McMurray.
Yeah.